today I'm going to show you my everyday, what I do for makeup. So I guess my everyday makeup routine. So basically everything that if I was going out and doing a full face of makeup, eyeshadow, mascara, everything, not being lazy at all, this is exactly what I've been doing for the past, I'd say, couple of months. So these are the products that I've been using and it's been working out pretty good for me. So anyway, here's my everyday makeup routine and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, it was really hot and humid when I was filming this, so I'm probably a bit sweaty. I'm starting with the Mary Kay Foundation Primer Sunscreen SPF 15. I found this is a really good primer for the price. It's only $20 Canadian, and it's like consistency and its product quality is very similar to Smashbox. It's just a little bit more clear than white. So I've been using this for a while and I really like how it works on my combination oily skin. So I'm just rubbing this in and all over my face. Next, I'm using an eyeshadow primer. This is also from Mary Kay. This retails for about $18 and it's very similar to Urban Decay Primer Potion. It's just a little thicker in consistency, but once it dries on your eyelids, it feels exactly the same. So I'm just rubbing a bit between my fingers and applying it to my eyelids. Next, I'm using my Mary Kay Concealer in Ivory 2. This is a slightly yellowy shade compared to like my face foundation, which is what's recommended if you're trying to brighten up your under eye area. So I really like how this one really brightens up my face. You probably can't tell through the footage because it kind of looks like it just blended into my skin. But when I apply this to my under eye area in real life, it really brightens it up and it doesn't feel too heavy or greasy. Next, I'm using my liquid foundation. This is the CoverGirl Outlast 3-in-1 foundation with sunscreen SPF 20. I wear the shade 910, and this comes with a nice pump. I'm using it with the MAC 187 brush. This is a stippling brush. I find this really good for making your foundation look, I don't know, less streaky, I guess. So I just put a little tiny pump on it at first, because less is more when it comes to foundation, I find. I dot it on my cheeks and my chin, around my nose, and then I start stippling all this in. And I start blending and rubbing it in circular motions, using stippling, like actually patting it against my skin, until it's all blended in. Next, I'm applying a little bit more foundation. I just applied more to the brush, and now I'm stippling onto my forehead and using the same circular motions to help kind of blend that in. Okay, so now I'm using a Mary Kay liquid foundation brush. I'm not actually applying any product to this, I'm just using it to further blend out the foundation and make sure it all looks even. Sometimes, like when between seasons, I find that it might look a little like off color for my skin, so I try to blend it in as much as possible. Next, I'm using my Physicians Formula what's this? Mineral Wear Talc Free Pressed Powder in Creamy Natural. So this is what I've been using as a setting powder for my liquid foundation, and I found it works really well for that. I apply it with a MAC 134 brush. This is just a large powder brush. I've had this for like over 5 years, so it's starting to die on me now, but it still works. So I apply it mostly in circular motions with a bit of patting and stippling motions as well. And I find this really helps set your liquid foundation, which is important when you have oily skin. And don't forget to apply it to your neck too. Make sure everything's blended. Next, I'm actually using this little eyelash comb that I got from Winners, I think it was. It has these little metal teeth to it, and I basically use this to like groom out my brows. So basically I just kind of brush it and make sure they're all in the same direction. before I apply my pencil. And the pencil I've been using lately is from Sonia Kashuk. I'm wearing the shade Taupe 09, and this is just your typical eyebrow pencil. Nothing too special about it. I like how it matches my natural hair color, but other than that, it's pretty good. I really like it. Got it at Target. Love Target. So I'm just filling in my brows, concentrating it on the ends. Now I'm using a NARS blush and bronzer duo. This one has the blush Orgasm and the bronzer Laguna in it, and these are really nice. I ordered this from Sephora back in July, I guess. So I'm using a MAC 116 blush brush, and I'm applying a small amount of Orgasm, the blush, to my cheeks. I just kind of grin and apply it to like my apples going up my cheekbones. Then I'm taking an EcoTools powder brush from Walmart, and I use this to apply my bronzer. And as you can tell, I'm about to use my finger to show you how much more flimsy this is compared to the powder brush. So this one feels a little more loose, and that's why I like this one for bronzer. And I'm just kind of applying in that E3 technique motion for bronzer. So I do that first with a little bit on the brush. I always build up bronzer because if you apply too much, it's kind of hard to fix. So I do that a couple times, and then I just kind of fill in wherever it looks too pale. Next, I'm taking my new Maybelline Color Tattoo cream eyeshadow, and I'm wearing the shade Inked in Pink today. And basically I take this on my middle finger and I apply it to my lids. Next, I'm going in with my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, totally love this, and a MAC 213 fluffy eyelid brush. And I'm taking the shade, so I show it, Strange, which is the lightest, like creamy shade, pretty neutral. And I use this to apply that eyeshadow to my brow bone, so right underneath my eyebrows. And this kind of helps just brighten it up and make your eyebrows stand out a little bit more. Next, I'm taking the shade Burnout, which is 2 shades over from the first one. And I use this to just kind of set the Color Tattoo eyeshadow in place. It's literally the exact same color. So if you go to the drugstore and you see the pink Color Tattoo, you'll know exactly what one of the shades in the palette looks like. Sounding kind of manly here. Hoping I'll calm down with something. Anyway, next, yeah, that is a 239 MAC brush. So now I'm using a Spa Resources brush from Walmart. This is a crease blender brush, but it's actually got really short, dense hairs in it. And I find this really good for actually applying crease color. Instead of using the same one to apply it and blend it out, I find this gives better control of exactly where you want your crease color to be. So I use this one to apply that color, and I used, I think it was Nooner. Yeah, I think it was Nooner. So it's next to like the gold shade in the palette. And I'm using that brush to just apply it and make a crease shape. Now I'm going to take a very old Lise Wattier brush. It just says definition on the side, but it's a fluffy blending brush. You can use any blending brush you want, obviously. And I'm just applying a little bit of the color Factory to that brush to help blend in my crease and darken it up a bit. Next, I'm using my favorite product in the entire world, the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. And this is an amazing setting spray. It puts a fine mist of like this lovely, cool liquid onto your face. And this sets your makeup in place. Now I'm going to be using another Mary Kay product. This is the Mary Kay Ultimate Mascara, and I'm wearing the shade Black. I find this one really good for my lashes because I was lucky. I got really long lashes as a kid. And I don't really need anything that makes them longer. I just need something that separates them, gives them definition, and makes them like deep in color. So I find that's what this mascara is good for, making your eyelashes look nice and black and actually existing. Next, I'm using a brand new lipstick I have called Maybelline Color Sensational. I wear the shade 235 called Warm Me Up, and it's basically this really neutral pink color lipstick that smells like cake, which is obviously the most important part. It's basically the exact same shade as my lips. Okay, so here is the finished look. Kind of neutral, pinky, and super easy. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.